Hey, good morning, everybody. Hey, I'm just outside spending some time doing some grounding and just enjoying nature, getting centered for the day. And it's beautiful, gorgeous weather here. And during my meditation this morning, a message came through that I wanted to share with you guys that was very, very helpful to me. And hopefully, it will help some of you. Was just really, really pondering the idea of normal and how we search so many times for what is normal, and why we're so attracted to things that are familiar. And it is because we've seen it, we've felt it, we've tasted it, right? And as humans, we tend to want to stick with what's familiar, and it's very much more comfortable. And right now, with school beginning soon, and a lot of families getting back to normal, quote unquote, it's really something to think about, because this whole time we've been going through this situation since February, March, I've heard so many folks talk about, I just want to get back to normal. I just want to get back to normal. And I think that's been something that's been programmed into us for a long time, to have schedules, and we have physical schedules, right? That's a big industry, having your paper schedule or your calendar on your phone, all these type of things. It's very important to be organized and scheduled. And so right now, I think a lot of folks, had thought, well, by the time we start school, things are going to look more normal. And in my meditation, it was really like, what is normal? And normal is something, like I said, is familiar. Something that we can look at and say, that feels better. That feels safe, right? And we spend our whole day checking and looking for normal, because it's much more comfortable to be familiar with something. But what if we're called to literally discover and explore new every day? Like, think about what that feels like to you. When you were a kid, did you like the same old routine? Did you like schedules? Or did you like to explore and discover? I remember as a kid that spirit of just having fun, not really wanting a plan, just getting on your bike, or hanging out with your friends and just exploring. When you played a pickup game of some type of sport or whatever, like, you just killed it. You just went for it. There wasn't like all these rules and plans. You just went for it. And that spirit is like what life, I believe, was created to be. And so, as the apple cart was basically overturned months ago, it's been a real challenge for folks to put those apples back in their proper baskets, to look familiar, right? And there's been a lot of pain and resistance to that, and I get that, because change and healing and transformation does get super uncomfortable, because it goes back to, there isn't old familiar boxes to put it in. Not when you're moving forward. not when you're digging deeper. And so right now there's a lot of folks, especially schools, that are trying to design something familiar to make people feel more comfortable and make them feel safe. But really what's going on, I sensed in my meditation, is all the systems and folks are really just trying to find something normal. Well, there's nothing normal. Normal is, to me, an illusion of trying to capture an emotion or feeling that you had before. Trying to capture an experience that made you feel safe. And that's the illusion. Is that was a moment. And it may have felt really, really good. But it was a moment. And we are called right now to live this moment. And so as you're, exploring and figuring out and beginning new chapters right now, understand that the discomfort that you feel or the suffering that you may be feeling because something doesn't look normal, it doesn't look like you thought it was going to look, is because you're trying to hold on to something that's not there anymore. And this is part of the growth journey. This is part of healing, is trusting in the next step, trusting in the new, trusting in something that's better. And when you try to put something in a box or try to capture something that was from the past, that was a moment, a beautiful moment, or an awesome moment, or whatever, like those emotions, those feelings, understand that that was an experience that was perfect at that moment. But know that what is coming is for you to design. So school, whatever is coming, understand that you're going to have to go through that growth journey to discover if this is right for you. Whatever you were starting, because everything is different. And that really is the gift of this whole entire deal, is the apple cart was upset. And guys, we needed that. We needed to literally kind of break all the systems that were not in alignment and rebuild a true foundation that is right for you and me, individually and as a collective. And that is what's going on. And so I'm hearing from some teachers and different folks that are very, very stressed and overwhelmed because what they knew before is no longer. And that is very challenging, very challenging. But understand that's part of the growth. You have a choice. If it doesn't fit for you, if it's not in alignment for you, and it's not something that is your truth, then it's your opportunity to decide what experiences do you want to live? What energy, what emotions do you want to bring forward in your life? We have choices, guys. And each day, as we're experiencing things and seeing things, I kind of liken it to, and this came through my meditation, was it's like a book. Okay, you have a lot of beautiful pages and beautiful experiences and different experiences in those previous pages. But if you keep going back to those previous pages and not going to the next page that you are ready for, you will never discover what's next. You will always be searching for the previous pages that you know. You already know what those chapters are about. You already know what experiences you had. But you haven't read the next page. You haven't written the next page. So the gift of life and the gift of new is you get to discover what is on that page. It's new. And you're going to have new emotions and new experiences and new triggers with that new page. But if you're too scared to go to the next page and you just keep looking for what's familiar and looking what's normal because you already know it, you will never truly live. And so what came through in my meditation for me is normal doesn't exist. Normal is a feeling. And I experienced a lot of this the last few weeks with my journey since my mom has passed away and went to heaven, is letting go of normal and familiar to a whole nother level. We discover new every day. And there's a lot of discomfort and pain in that because I want to go back to what's familiar, and I want to, kind of feel and experience some emotions, such as going to my mom's house. That was my childhood house. That's the house that I've always known. But that house is not her home anymore. We're in a transition, and that home was a piece of my history. But it's in me, right? It's within me. But I won't be able to go back and feel and visit with my mom and be there. That is what I'm talking about. Those were moments, and those were beautiful moments and experiences that I will carry with me. But it's different now. It's new. And sometimes I think that is the challenge of grief, is we tend to want to hold on and look for what's familiar and quote unquote normal. But it's not there anymore. Life is meant to be lived, and life is ever changing. It's evolving. We're transforming. And when you try to hold on to what is not there anymore, the systems or the boxes or whatever that we are meant to grow and step out of, you create suffering. And so I really, really got the message. It's important for us to allow the flow. Last night I was out watering my trees and sitting, and I just felt an overwhelming sense of love from my mom. I truly felt her, and I just started to cry and sob. And if I would have resisted or judged that and said, "My God, what is wrong with you, Jennifer?" Like, come on. I would have missed the opportunity to feel her and connect and grow deeper and to allow the flow. And that is what it's all about, is allow your emotions, allow them to flow. Don't judge them. Don't resist them. Don't put them in a box. I know sometimes it feels unsafe and feels scary sometimes to quote unquote lose it. But guys, we were never meant to hold on to it. We were never meant to put anything in a box. That's the human nature. Judgment, fear, all these dark emotions and energies. Just allow them to pass through, because the gift and the grace and the love that you will feel is unbelievable. I literally sobbed, and I truly felt my mom. The wind chimes were just going, and had a moment where a gust of wind just came through, and it was so amazing because I truly felt my mom. And that's the gift. If you're willing to be still and you're willing to be vulnerable and allow all that's flowing through you to come and to go, you will know that all is well. And there are moments. And so I really wanted to share this, guys. I know there's a lot of changes and a lot of folks going into different systems that are going to look super different. Be with it. Take opportunity to really go within and feel it. And check with yourself. Because, guys, we are not here to suffer. We are not here to suffer. It's a choice. We have moments of suffering. But then we have growth. So, thank you. I know this is a little bit long. So much on my heart today. And I'm just praying and feeling for everybody. Today's a day of unity, guys. I'm just claiming it. Every day is a day of unity and healing and compassion for each other. Let's hold each other. Allow the love to flow through you so that you can be all that you were created to be here. And serve one another and link arms. Because we're doing this, guys, and things are looking up. Things are looking up. So let me know if I can be of any help. We love y'all so much. Have an amazing, amazing day. All right. Take care.